Now, the Detroit Lions, pretty interesting team. They were one of the best offenses in football, a top 5 offense last season. Defense, not so much. 9-8, second in the NFC North. They missed the playoffs, these Detroit Lions, right? So before we get to what we think is going to happen this year, we have to go back and talk about what the moves that could impact the team, right? Suspensions took place during the offseason, right? Let's talk about it. Four Detroit Lion players got suspended for violating the league's gambling policy, and this happened. This suspension came down in April. 5 guys got suspended in total around the league, but 4 came from the Detroit Lions. 4, right? Quintez Cephas, CJ Moore are suspended indefinitely, so they won't even be in the NFL this season. They won't even be playing at all. And Stanley Berryhill and Jameson Williams got suspended for the first 6 games, and I believe one of these guys got released, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna have to look. So I believe one of these guys did get released from the team. Let me look at the transactions, because this happened around April, right? I want to make sure I'm accurate here. Oh yeah, 2 of these guys. Actually, yeah, 2 guys got released. Quintez Cephas, and safety CJ Moore both got released. And also Stanley Berryhill got released. So yeah, they all got released. Trying to see, because I believe they all got released. So the only one that's still on the roster is the Jameson kid, right? He's the only one left. Look at the depth chart. Jameson, was gonna be one of their better receivers coming into the season, he was second on the depth chart. He was a starter, second under, well, he was going to be their top receiver, but now it's Marvin Jones Jr., who they also got. So Jameson's out for the first 6 games. How would that impact the offense? The defense, we don't know how good that's going to be. They were terrible last year, the defense. But yeah, the Lions got rid of all these guys except for Jameson, who is who they really like. They think this kid's going to be good. He was a 12th overall pick in 2022. So I don't know why guys be out out gambling on the NFL. First round pick, man. You getting a nice payday. You're the 12th overall pick. So we got a little statement. Dan Campbell said Thursday that Williams hamstring won't play Saturday versus Jags. There's a good chance he's done for the preseason. So you won't see Williams for the rest of the preseason, because even though he was suspended, he was eligible to practice and participate in team activities, which included the preseason, but he will be out for the first 6 weeks. So I guess there's a silver lining here, right? He has a hamstring problem. He'll have the first 6 weeks to rest that hammy up, and he'll return in week 7 at Baltimore. So we'll see if that'll be good enough. So let's get to the schedule. Week 1 at Kansas City, take on the defending Super Bowl champions Chiefs. That's going to be a loss, guys. Sorry to say it. Detroit will go into Kansas City. They'll lose. Jared Goff will not have enough to beat Patty Holmes on Thursday night. This is September 7th, so that's about like 2 weeks away, guys, to NFL as Thursday night football. Then they'll have 10 days off because it's Thursday night, so they have the following week plus the extra days. They'll host the Seattle Sea Chickens, and I'm going to give them the win at home against the Sea Chickens to split 1-1 in the first 2 weeks. Week 3 at home to the Atlanta Falcons. Some people like the Falcons. I don't. I'm just not seeing it right now. Maybe things will change when I go over their schedule, but I like Detroit Lions here at home. They're going to beat the Falcons. Detroit's looking to make the postseason for the first time in 7 years. They won 9 games last year. Can they get to 10? They're going to need about 10 to have a good shot. Week 4 at Green Bay at Lambeau Field. No Aaron Rodgers. This will be Jordan Love's team. He'll be running the show. This game is going to be Thursday night on Amazon Prime. A short week for the Detroit Lions. After playing at home, they have to head to Detroit to take on the Packers. They head to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Can they beat the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau early in the season in week 4? This is going to be a big test for Jordan Love and the Packers. Prime Video. You know what? It's a short week, so I'm going to give Green Bay the edge here at home. I'm going to give the Packers the win. Detroit will take the L, and they'll be 2-2 headed to week 5, where they host the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to give the Detroit Lions the win here at home to the Packers. So how about that? The Lions now 3-5 headed to week 6 at Tampa. Jared Goff takes the Detroit offense to Tampa to take on the Buccaneers. This game will be on Fox, 1 o'clock. Typical early start for that favors kind of the home team, the East Coast team, which would be Tampa here, and Detroit's more so suited for a 4 o'clock start in many cases. I wanted to go Tampa here, but I think Detroit can go into Tampa and beat them. I think Detroit will have to do it. Tampa's going to struggle this year offensively. I'm going to give Detroit Lions the win. That's another W for Detroit now. So they're 3 of the last 4. They won 4 of the last 5. Headed to week 6, they get the win. So now they get Jameson Williams back, another weapon they could use. If his hammy's doing well, we got to, barring the hammy, they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. They're going to beat the Baltimore Ravens. How about that? 3 in a row now for the Detroit Lions. That offense is looking good. They come back home Monday Night Football hosting the Las Vegas Raiders, and they're going to beat the Raiders. So how about that, folks? The Detroit Lions 5-6 of their last 7 games. Hottest team in football, 4 in a row, and they head to the bye week on fire. They're probably upset that they got a bye week because when you're playing that hot, you don't want to stop. So Detroit will head to the bye week with a 6-2 record, which will probably be the top of the NFC North. How about that for Detroit? Bye week, things looking good. Everybody's resting up. You're checking on that hammy from Williams. Make sure that hammy's looking good. Jared Goff putting up some pretty impressive numbers early on. Marvin Jones Jr. is playing well. The offense is looking good. Defense is okay. They're still not good, but terrible. And with the Detroit Lions offense so far, they've been on a hot streak. Week 10, they head out to LA to take on Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers. They're going to lose that game. November 12th, it's a nice day in LA. Bright sunny lights. It's going to be a shootout, I think. But Justin Herbert, who's going to be a top 5 MVP candidate, is going to put up the big numbers and light the Detroit Lions up. They won't be able to keep up in the shootout. So that's a loss. Week 11, back in the cold climate of Detroit in the Midwest. They're taking on the Chicago Bears. The Bears come into Detroit to take on the Bears, and the Detroit Lions hand them a butt whooping. A well-deserved one at that. A well-deserved one. Week 12, hosting the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love coming into Detroit to take on the Packers. This is not Aaron Rodgers' Packers anymore. Love is going to play well, but we're going to give Detroit Lions the victory. The Detroit Lions will win this game. An impressive start here for the Detroit Lions as week 13 they head out to New Orleans to take on the Saints, and I'm going to give the Saints the Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. So funny because I want to give Detroit the win here so bad, but I'm going to give it to New Orleans, so they'll take the L. New Orleans will win at home. Week 10 at Chicago, the Bears get a rematch and they will get revenge. So that's 2 in a row now, 2 losses in a row for Detroit. Home hosting the Denver Donkeys. They're going to beat the Donkeys. Russell Wilson comes in, throws 3 picks. And he's so bad in this game that Sean Payton has to bench him. Sean Payton benches Russell Wilson and during this game on the road because he throws 3 ill-advised interceptions that will help Detroit secured victory against the Denver Donkeys. Week 16 at Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Kirk Cousins on Fox Christmas Eve. This is a nice treat because both of these teams are playing well. And at Minnesota, might be the game of the year. But I'm going to give the win to the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings will take the win. A close game came down to a field goal for the Vikings to secure the victory. What a treat we all get on Christmas Eve on Fox. Week 17, Saturday night football at Jerry's house, 7:15 Central, 8:30 Eastern. ESPN, ABC, everybody's watching. Detroit Lions go into Jerry's house and beat the Dallas Cowgirls. So another victory there. And the final game of the year at home hosting the Detroit Lions. This is a very important victory here. Detroit must win this game for a chance to possibly be in a hunt for a division title. Maybe. I don't know. They're going to beat the Minnesota Vikings at home. How about that? On January 7th, at the end of the year, Detroit pulls it out. Jared Goff throws for 475 yards, 5 touchdowns. Marvin Jones has about 2 touchdowns. Jameson Williams had 2 himself. And the Detroit Lions offense just exploded on Minnesota. Kirk Cousins couldn't believe it. He threw 2 picks. And something else happened. Who knows? But the Detroit Lions... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wins for the Detroit Lions. Can you believe that? 11-6 on the season. Might be in the hunt. Might be enough to win the division. 11 wins, 2 more than last year. They start off the season hot in the first half, 6-2 going into the bye week. Then things kind of slow down a bit in the second half, but then they get some key victories at Dallas, at home, Minnesota at home to Green Bay, and beating Chicago at home to secure good position to win the NFC North. Possibly. Well, we know so far Detroit Lions 11-win team next year. That can happen, folks. That could happen. How about those Detroit Lions? All right, 6. That is my predictions for the 2023 Detroit Lions.